Welcome back to another episode on the Windsor Wednesday show. Hope everyone is doing well. And don't forget to post your photos throughout the day using the hashtag Windsor Wednesday. And to kick off Windsor Wednesday for this week, we do have an exciting giveaway. We're giving away a pair of Sony Wireless Headphones and also a $50 Amazon gift card. So it's quite the deal. I definitely recommend finding more information about this giveaway. All you have to do, visit the Student Experience Facebook and Instagram page for details on how to enter. So happy Windsor Wednesday, and to introduce our fabulous guest, we have Edgar Jones at the very top. Edgar is a third-year business student specializing in supply chain management and also minoring in political science. Glad to have Edgar on the show. Down below, we have Nia Vanganur. Nia is a student engagement coordinator with the Office of Student Experience, and she's also a biological sciences student with a minor in applied information technology. In the bottom right, we have Anita Bondy. Anita is a two-time University of Windsor graduate, completing her BCom and also an MBA, and currently is the team lead for international cohort-based master's admissions. So I'm glad to have everyone on the show today. And to kick things off, we'll start with Nia. Nia, I'm curious to know, throughout your experience, you joined the Student Experience Office quite recently. What are some things that you've learned so far in your role?
I've honestly learned so much already within the first 3-4 weeks of holding this position. And, just to list kind of a few things, I've learned so much about like the initiatives and plans we have to kind of roll through this semester as well as the next semester, what UWindsor basically does in terms of student engagement, and how I could use my position to kind of help bring in a lot more student attention and a lot of attention to our events as well. I actually learned so much more about managing social media platforms. So I'm actually in charge of posting on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc. about all of our updates and events coming up and everything. So I've learned so much about that. And even with the Windsor Wednesday show, I actually run the back end of things, right? So it was a great opportunity so far to work with Sarah, Ryan, and yourself as well, recruiting so many people for the show and making sure everything just runs smoothly. Like you said, my background is biology, so kind of this position is so far from everything that I'm doing with my undergraduate degree. But I feel like on this platform, I learned so many interpersonal skills, which are always key to take with you to any job you're applying for that matter. And this has also given me the opportunity to get better at working from home, because I know that's something that was a very drastic shift in everyone's lives due to the current situations. So it's been great, and I'm so thankful for being in this position. And personally, I feel like it connects me more to the university, if anything, especially right now. I feel so much more connected to the university. I still see the campus spirit going around and everything, so it's just great.
Excellent. Well, Nia's been doing a fantastic job with the shows each week. Just to give a shout out there, all the recruitment and back end stuff for the show has all been Nia. So we definitely appreciate that. And I'm glad to have you on the show today. So thanks for sharing.
Thanks, Lyndon.
So Edgar, I know you're involved with some clubs on campus. I'm curious to know what extracurricular activity has the biggest impact on you?
Well, throughout the clubs and the extracurricular activities that I've been on, I'd have to say the one that's had the most impact on me has been the John Simpson Odette Student Investment Fund. And these, so it's just the skills that I've learned there, from practical skills like doing things in Excel, which really has helped me in a lot of my classes, to networking opportunities that the fund has provided for us. And it's just an outstanding opportunity to meet new people and to really polish the skills that you have and to learn other ones at the same time. So it's I've really enjoyed it. I've met a lot of new people. We have guest speakers in our meetings and things like that. And there was also one time we went to the Detroit Economic Club, and we had a networking event there, which really was enjoyable. So there was that, and it's also an opportunity to build relationships future relationships with like-minded individuals, people with similar interests, people with similar goals. And I would have to say that definitely the Odette Student Investment Fund has been the biggest one.
For sure. And I see you're wearing the jacket there representing the club. Right. It looks great. And I can imagine Anita has experienced the room. Let's talk a little bit about that. What is the investment fund? Where do you work out of?
So now it's all work from home, but before that it was in the lab there on the second floor of the Odette School of Business, and it just was a great opportunity, like I said, to learn new things, because you had the Bloomberg terminals in there. Wow. And it was just, you had access to information. So if you were really into that sort of thing, it was really like a haven for you.
What would you say the total, I don't know, value of all that equipment in there for the students?
I couldn't put a dollar figure on the value, but if I had to say, I would say that it would the value is it's invaluable to students. It's such an immense help. There's people in there that can help you with homework and just all that sort of thing. It's just to meet new people that just for first years or fourth years, it can all be equally valuable.
No, that's excellent. I encourage those interested in some type of business avenue to definitely check out that area, that space, and also check out the John Simpson Odette Student Investment Fund. So thanks for sharing, Edgar.
Of course.
So Anita, you completed your master's degree at the University of Windsor, and now you're working with a team that's actually accepting students into the master's program. What advice would you have for students considering some type of master's degree?
So I view a master's degree to have two different avenues. It could either be an opportunity for someone with an undergraduate degree to continue their current knowledge, so expand on that. And that's what a lot of our master's degrees are. We have engineers going into a Master of Engineering, that sort of an idea. But another opportunity is also to change your direction or to add sort of a different idea. And that's what I did. I did my undergraduate degree. My BCom was focusing in marketing. But when I went into my MBA, I changed my focus and I did human resources. So that gave me two different avenues to go from a career focus. So increased my learning, got me that additional level of education, but also gave me knowledge that I wasn't able to obtain in my undergrad because I was focusing on one area. Our MBA is actually a great opportunity for that, for students who maybe have arts and social science background or a science background, even engineering, because they have different opportunities. You don't need a business background to get into the MBA. The other thing that's very cool is that we offer, or I should say, everyone should be looking at the other opportunities for master's degrees, because there's a lot available nowadays. In my day, an MBA was really the only pathway for someone with a business background to go into. Now we've got MBAs, we've got Masters of Management, we've got Engineering Management. From a science perspective, there are course-based master's programs as well as research-based master's programs. So depending on where you want to focus your career, it could be a different avenue for you, or something maybe that would expand your opportunities once you move into the working world.
No, definitely. And what do you think would be, just from completing your master's, like a big takeaway for you?
So for me, it gave me that additional level of knowledge, but also that professionalism that I maybe didn't get in my undergraduate degree. The master's programs at our school that I can speak to are very team-centric. They're very project-driven, very research-driven, even for the course-based programs. So it gave me an opportunity to work with others in my peer group really in depth, a little bit further than I would have done in my undergraduate degree. A lot of our master's programs have year-long or semester-long projects. So you get really into working with professionals, maybe in industry or counterparts here on campus on various different projects. So it gave me an extra level of professionalism One of the great things that Odette does, and again, I can only speak from my own experience in this respect, but they provide additional training opportunities for career development. So professional development in terms of helping with your research, helping with interview skills. We even had business etiquette, so how to dress when you're going to an interview and things like that. So they do a lot of extras through both our on-campus career services for all areas, as well as specific to the faculty, that will really help you get ready to get out into the working world.
No, that's definitely great for any student. I think it would be key in your master's degree, getting all that valuable experience when you do go in the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yes, thanks for sharing, Anita. Mm-hmm. So Nia, for those who don't know, she's a biological science student with a minor in IT, and it'd be great to know what type of career are you considering after you graduate.
Yeah, for sure. So eventually I want to work in the healthcare field, particularly I want to attend medical school, become a doctor. And honestly, UWindsor has been a great help for me to kind of discover my path or my career interest. To start off with, it kind of the sciences at UWindsor kind of cover all the pre-medical course requirements I'm required to take to apply both for Canadian medical schools as well as American. So that was really convenient right off the bat. And UWindsor also helped me meet so many of my friends, who share similar interests. I've got so many great mentors who a handful of them are actually now in dental school and medical school, and I kind of know that I could rely on them for any help or advice that I need in the future, or just to be there as like great guidance. And I developed all these friends and mentors from the university facilitated connections that got us closer. So I know that's how UWindsor really helped me open up my mind towards the medical field and to pursue a career down that line. And not only did UWindsor, did I benefit from academically and through making friends, but a little plug for careers and employment services. They're actually such a great service on campus for their students, and they help you greatly with going through your resume, your cover letters, prepare you for your interview or job search, etc. So because of all the services we have on campus, I feel so much more ready for when it comes time for me to apply.
For sure. And Nia, is there any clubs or practical experience that you're gaining at the University of Windsor that's helping you throughout your studies?
Definitely. So for me, research played a really big role throughout my undergraduate degree. So because of the low faculty to student ratio in science, it's been so helpful to connect with professors to get into research starting in my first year, which I know a lot of other schools, it's really hard to even get into research as an undergraduate student. So I know that having that research experience does leverage my application. And in terms of clubs, I'm actually co-lead of USci Network, where we work with careers in science to explore both traditional and non-traditional fields for undergraduate students, graduating with a science degree. And we also have amazing clubs such as Pre-Medical Society, where they showcase a bunch of medical students or bring in dental students, et cetera, to talk to our undergrad students about what life as a medical student is like, or how they apply, or what their undergraduate journey is like, and everything. So it's definitely a great community that I found in UWindsor.
Fantastic, thank you. Edgar, so you're in your third year, just like me. What are you looking forward to most after graduation?
Well, I think the UWindsor has really provided a lot of opportunities for students, and so I think, in short, I would have to say that I'm looking for a job in the transportation industry. It's always been what I've been interested in, and I'm looking forward to applying the knowledge and the skills that I've learned at UWindsor and making a career out of it for myself. I think that the practical skills that we learn in our classes combined with the theory is really really useful. And I found that for me as a student, it's been just so helpful. So I look forward to a career in the transportation industry, but I'm also pretty keen on traveling, and I'd like to maybe take a trip to Europe. So we'll see how it pans out.
Where in Europe will you plan on visiting?
Vienna looks very nice, and the UK looks very nice. So one of the two, maybe both.
Awesome. You could probably do that with exchange as well. I know I'm coming from a exchange standpoint, but there's also those avenues. So thanks for sharing that. It's interesting to know.
Of course.
Anita, you grew throughout your time as a University of Windsor student. For those watching, two-time graduate, MBA and BCom. How did you grow?
So I started my BCom at 19 thinking that I was going to be trading on Bay Street. And after my second finance course, I said, nope, this is not for me. Instead, I looked at what I was excelling at, which was marketing. So I ended up changing my focus completely. So one of the great things that the school actually allows us to do is change majors, or whether that's a full degree or whether that's just a concentration within your own program. So I found that it gave me an opportunity to try out a lot of different courses, give me some cool ideas, give me a different thought pattern. And then through the traditional, 4 years, I was able to change my idea of what I wanted to do, and then changed it again once I got into my MBA. And through that, it's actually helped me to develop my personal skills with dealing with clients and customers, because I had to do a lot of presentations, a lot of group work, so teamwork aspects through that as well. And in your traditional high school, there's not a ton of group work. There's not a ton of really big project base. There's not a lot of responsibility given to you. So once you start at the university, all of that gets kind of tossed on you all at once. There's a lot of great support systems that the University of Windsor has for students in their first year, especially to deal with all of the new learning and the new stressors and things like that. And for me, I did use a lot of those services available. But what I ended up doing is just realizing that I was not the same person who started when I finished. And one of the things that I actually ended up finding was I started out as, I had the opportunity to be a TA and a GA throughout my career, which really actually showed me that I enjoyed teaching. So throughout my career, I've actually taught both at for the Odette School of Business as well as St. Clair College. So that's sort of like a part-time gig that I do. But that helped me realize that I didn't really want to do that on a full-time basis, but it was a great part-time thing that I could do later on. And that was through doing TAing and GAing.
That's a really great point, Anita. And myself, Edgar, and Nia are probably experiencing or have experienced the same type of growth going from high school to university. So thanks for sharing that. Going to my favorite question of the day, why are we at UWinProud? The Windsor Wednesday show is all about sharing our pride, especially from being at home, working at home, or studying at home, why we're proud to be a part of the University of Windsor. Edgar, we'll have you go first.
All right. So I'm proud of the university. I'm proud to be a University of Windsor student because before COVID, we still have just a beautiful campus. I just love the University of Windsor campus. The grounds are beautiful. There's so much diversity in the architecture. So I've always loved that. And throughout my studies, I've had one class at Dillon Hall, and I was very, very happy about that. But I also like the University of Windsor because it offers small class sizes. So in business, especially now for my third year, the class sizes are reasonably small. I can get to know my profs very well. They offer excellent opportunities and experiences for students outside of the classroom. So in my first 2 years, I was on the Odette Commerce Society, and last year was my first year on the Odette Student Investment Fund. And so, in short, I would just have to say that the beautiful campus and the opportunities and experiences that the University of Windsor offers to its students are second to none.
Fantastic. It's great to hear, Edgar. Thanks so much. Nia, how come you're proud to be, I mean, you're a staff member and you're also a student. Why are you proud?
Yeah, for sure. So like Edgar mentioned, the campus is just absolutely beautiful, and we have new architecture, you know, coming up all the time. I actually worked in one of our newest buildings my lab group was situated in, and it actually, I think, was nominated for the People's Choice for like a building award in Windsor. So that was, I took a lot of pride in that, knowing that, oh, like I worked here, that was my science building. And not only that, I'm also so proud to be attending UWindsor for all the opportunities they gave me, like you said, in terms of the work study positions I was able to gain, the research opportunities, connecting so closely with faculty and staff, which is not really heard of at other universities in terms of like undergraduate students and everything that they can take on during their studies. And I'm also proud of all the services we have to offer to our students. One of the key examples being our counseling services, which are absolutely free. And they were so strong to switch onto the online systems once COVID restrictions started applying. You know, they launched their app and it's doing very well. And I'm also so proud about how quickly we were able to respond to the current pandemic, taking action, you know, as a whole to move all the university platforms online, promoting health and safety to our staff and students, as well as just creating new services in response to the current situation and to attend to the students' needs. So we're always there to kind of hear and take into account the students' opinion and what they need more from the university and try and accommodate that. So overall, I'm just so proud that we were all able to come together and become like stronger than ever during like challenging times.
Excellent. Thank you, Nia. There's a whole abundance of reasons why you're proud to be a University of Windsor student. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thanks for sharing. Anita, leaving it with you. Why are you proud to be a graduate, a professor, a staff member at the University of Windsor?
So I think I have a great opportunity to be UWindsor proud from 3 different aspects, as you just mentioned. So as a student, really proud of my education. I really truly felt like I got all of the necessary information and knowledge that got me ready to go out into industry. So I really commend all of the professors there. I had a lot of great connections with my professors. I love the fact that we were on a first name basis. Walking down the hallway, I got a hello, Anita, from my professor. So I wasn't just a number here. I also had the opportunity to work with a lot of students in a volunteer capacity as well as a working capacity. So super proud of the experiences that I had. And I'm very happy to be able to promote the university to incoming or prospective students as well, because I am so proud of my own personal experience here. From an alumni perspective, I've had the opportunity to stay connected and with a lot of my colleagues. So my colleagues from my MBA, we have Facebook groups. We get in touch when I'm in the Toronto area. We go out for dinner. So I've stayed in touch with a lot of these great people who have their own networks within Ontario and Canada. Actually, overseas as well, because I've got a friend out in Mexico. So that's given me a great networking opportunity. So if I wanted to get information about somewhere else or maybe change my career avenue, I had a lot of great people that I could reach out to who knew who I was and knew what my experiences were and my knowledge level was. So great networking opportunities. And also from an alumni perspective, our ability to give back to students. So whether it's through donations or activities, the Alumni Society does a great job at connecting with students and connecting with current alumni. From a staff perspective, probably my most proud is that we are so dedicated to our students. So anyone that you will speak to that works in any capacity on our campus, their number one focus is our students and the success of our students. So whether it's answering WhatsApps on Saturday morning for prospective students or getting online, like things like this, or doing that extra double check to make sure that an application is complete and that we've done all we can to get them admitted into our school really makes me very proud to be a member of the Lancer community.
I'm glad, and you do definitely bring an interesting perspective, having a variety of different roles within the University of Windsor. I appreciate you sharing that. And for those watching, thanks for joining us on another episode of the Windsor Wednesday show. And to our fabulous guests, Anita, Nia, and Edgar, thank you for taking time out of your day to inspire some students and help provide them with advice throughout their undergrad or graduate degrees. We'll see you next time.